G'day folks, you've seen me using it in my videos, you've seen me talking about it, now it's time to review it. My Fenix 5X sports watch. Rightio, a few people have asked me about this, not a lot, but I've got a few comments. This isn't just a sports watch, this is a GPS on my hand, and it's a very, very handy watch to use, not just for sports and weight loss and activities, but also for fishing. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples of where it's got me out of trouble. Now, I've got a few notes here on my phone that I'll refer to. I'd like to put things on my phone so that I don't forget to mention them when I'm doing a review now. Righto, it's made by Garmin and the model is Fenix 5X. I paid, I think it was $750 for this watch, which is quite a lot of money. I think that was on special because it was superseded because the 6X had come out. Now, a lot of this knowledge might be stuff that you guys already know. I didn't know anything about sports watches. I knew nothing about smart watches. I never really wore a watch, but I bought it for a reason, which I'll tell you about shortly. So a lot of this stuff has just blown me away, the technology. But it's made by Garmin and it's a Fenix 5X, which I believe has now been superseded by the 6X, which is similar, but probably a little bit better. Now, the thing I use it for, there's so many things on this that I absolutely love. I've downloaded a weight loss app. You can, when you get a Garmin item like this, you can download an app called Garmin Connect, which connects an app on your phone to your watch. So any of my walking, my activities, everything is recorded on my watch, synced to the app. Now you can also go to another Garmin Connect X or something. Actually, I'll tell you exactly what it's called. I think it's called Connect IQ. Yeah, go to Connect IQ, and that is like the app store for Garmin products. So you go to Connect IQ and then you can buy more apps. And one of the ones that I've bought is a weight loss graph. I go in every day and I enter my weight because I'm on a weight loss journey, and it creates a little graph of when it's going down, when it's going up, and how gradual it is, and it just motivates me and inspires me to help lose weight. And I love that I've got that on my watch. That's fantastic. I love that it's got inbuilt contour maps. Now, I said at the start that I was going to mention times this has helped me out. A while back, those of you that follow me on Instagram and Facebook might remember a photo I shared of some fallow deer recently. My wife Loretta and I were bushwalking in an area where we knew there were fallow deer. We'd walked right around across the creek, round the back, blah, 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 because we were upwind of where we wanted to be. So we walked right around, then we came up from downwind so they wouldn't smell us. And we saw them and we photographed them. But we also got lost. We got to the creek and I said, we've just got to follow this creek. This creek brings us back out at the track. So we followed the creek along and I felt like we were going the wrong direction. After a while, I brought up the map on my phone, on my watch I mean, and it turned out that we were not on track at all. We were on the wrong creek. We were meant to cross about half a kilometre back. Had I not had the watch, we probably would have followed that all the way down and God knows where we would have ended up. So the watch actually told us that we were off course. And I didn't have my phone with me. You don't need phone service for the watch and the app to work because it's got a built-in satellite just like any GPS. So I was able to use that to tell me how to get back to the car. Also, probably a couple of months ago I was fishing in a really small little stream, and with the video, I forget what it was called, but I mentioned that the water was so small that it's hard to use anything other than a soft plastic, and then I caught fish on them, after I said that. But anyway, on that particular day, I fished for quite a while up the creek, and I thought I'd better walk back to the car. I know the track is up that hill. If I just walk up there and follow the track, it'll be hard, but I'll get back. But I looked at my map. It turned out I'd walked like a big half circle and I'd come out, and I was only a couple of 100 metres from the car, and it was quite easy to walk back to the car just by going up the hill a little bit, then following the contour back to the car. You've got to go up off the flats to get away from the blackberries and all the overgrown stuff. Just go above that, then I walk back to the car. Had I not had the watch, I would have walked a lot further up the hill, which would have been good exercise, but it saved me from doing that. So that's what makes the Fenix 5X a great watch for fishing and hunting, bushwalking and outdoor work, is because of its inbuilt contour map. It's got a barometer and an altimeter in it, which I love. You've got to calibrate them though. That's something that caught me out. When I read about this watch, I read that it had a barometer and a compass, but I noticed that the barometer wasn't changing at all, and neither was the altitude meter. You've got to go in and you've got to calibrate it, and then you've got to you hit satellite, so it uses the satellites to calibrate it, and then it calibrates the barometer and the altitude there and then, and it works with pinpoint accuracy. The things that I'm not overly happy about with the Fenix watch, there's only three, and two of them aren't real bad. One of them is that it doesn't have an inbuilt music player. I would have thought they'd have an MP3 player of some kind in there for $750. So when I go out walking for exercise purposes, if I want to listen to tunes, I've got to take my phone. Otherwise, I can't have tunes. So it doesn't have a built-in MP3 player. I get an itchy wrist. I get a bit of a red rash around my wrist, and I've got to swap from left to right. And someone just recently commented and said, "Hey Robbie, where's your watch?" I had to take it off and give it a rest, and I haven't been wearing it as often just to give my wrists a rest. But that's not the watch's fault. That's probably my skin's fault. That's happened to me in the past with other watches as well. But the only thing I really don't like about it is it loses my heart rate. On the back here, it's got these 3 little green lights. I don't know whether you can see them there. Oh, you can see them, but they're blurry. In there, that's a heart rate sensor, and that measures my heart rate. Now, it drops out. I'll be walking along and it'll say 105, 110 beats per minute, and all of a sudden it says 60 beats a minute or 64 beats a minute. It just goes up and down, 63, 62. I've got to take it off, give the back a bit of a wipe, give my arm a bit of a wipe, or swap hands or something. I have at one stage shaved the hairs off my arm here, and that seems to have helped a lot. And I think when you sweat excessively, that helps. That prevents it from working properly as well. So I'm a little disappointed in the heart rate tracker because there's been too many times where it's dropped out. Now, why does that matter? Because this watch has actually got built into it, it's like a computer. It calculates how many calories you've burnt, and that's one of the things that motivates you when you lose weight. So you're motivated by how far. I went 4 kilometres yesterday, I'm going to try and go 4.5. But then you think, yesterday my walk said that I burnt 400 calories. Today I'm going to see if I can do 500. So you walk further than yesterday, only to realise that it says 200 calories because you said resting most of the time because it hasn't detected your heart rate. So the heart rate thing, what I do, when I'm doing an activity and I start it, I actually put it onto heart rate and just monitor it as I go. And if it does drop out, I do what I said earlier. I unclip it, give it a wipe, put it back on, and away I go. Now this tracks my sleep. It's got a sleep tracking app. It knows when I'm asleep. So if I wear this to bed, I can look at my phone and see how much sleep I've had on it. It registers your deep sleep, your light sleep, and what's called your REM sleep, which is rapid eye movement. And that's meant to be when you snore the most, and it's meant to be a very important part of your sleep. What's ironic is when I do sleepover shifts at work, it doesn't ever detect a deep sleep. It's almost like I'm sleeping with one eye open because I've got 4 people with disabilities in the house, and I don't want them to fall over or something to happen during the night. I know I'm on call and I'm asleep in the office, and it tracks that as there's never any deep sleep when I do a sleepover, which I found quite fascinating. That maps my walks. I know you can do that with your mobile phone a lot, but with this you can map it, store it on the Garmin on the Garmin Connect, and I also sync mine to another app called Strava, which is what I've used when I've been bushwalking in the past. So it maps the walk, and it maps it with mobile phone. It'll map it if you've got decent phone service, but with the watch, it uses the GPS and the phone service, and it gives you a very accurate readout of how far you've walked. I don't need to carry my phone because it does it all on the phone. I can leave my phone at home and go for a walk and come back. It'll automatically sync to my phone when I finish my activity. So I'll leave my phone at home, go for a 5-kilometre walk, I'll come back. The moment I end the walk, it'll sync to my phone, it'll put all the info onto my phone, it'll have a map, what my average heart rate was, how many calories I've burnt, and it's all recorded through my phone, through my watch. And you can change the watch face. At the moment, I've got mine set on a time that fills up with water as I reach my step goal. So as I walk, it starts filling up with water, and once I reach my step goal, it's fully blue, it's full of water. Now today, my step goal is only 7,820. That fluctuates. If I was to do 10,000 steps today, tomorrow the step goal would go up to probably 8,000. If I'd done 10,000 for the next week, it'll probably go up and up until it got to 10,000. It adjusts the step goal according to how many steps you've been doing. So in other words, it motivates you to go that little bit better than what you were yesterday. So I've got, you can change the watch faces, hundreds of different watch faces you can choose from on the IQ store, the Garmin IQ. I've got mine set on a digital face. You can choose ones that tell you the altitude, some that tell you the barometer. You can download dozens of different apps. Like I said, I downloaded the weight loss app. I've also got a kayaking app on there. So when I go kayaking, it tells me how far I've been, how many calories I've burnt, the whole lot. I love this watch. Absolutely love it. From a weight loss perspective, this has been absolutely brilliant. One of the things that's very important when you're losing weight is you need to find motivation. Whether you employ the services of a personal trainer to motivate you, or whether you just go out and buy a cheap bloody step counter that you can put on your pocket and count your steps, you need to find motivation from somewhere. And this watch cost me $750, but it has been the most motivating thing I've ever bought. And every single day it motivates me. I want to go bushwalking today, and it calculates the altitude. When I go up the Warbies, the Warby Ranges, it'll tell me how many meters I've climbed, and that's another form of motivation to go along with the calories that you burnt, the distance you've walked. I absolutely love this watch. Now, this is a serious underachiever in my hands. There's so many things on this watch that I don't understand. But I understand how to use it when I'm fishing and when I'm hunting to make sure I get back to my car safely. And I also understand it to use it as a motivational exercise tool. $750, I think it's a bargain. If you can't get him anymore, you might have to pay a few extra hundred and get the Fenix 6X. But if you're like me and you're trying to lose weight, you pretty quickly save that money by not spending it on junk food. So while it sounds like a lot of money, how much does it cost for your good health? I give this probably a 9 out of 10. If this didn't lose my heart rate from time to time, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. Fenix 5X, I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's not biased in any way, shape or form. I don't even know who distributes Garmin stuff. Nothing to do with me. Thanks very much for watching. If you've liked this video, why not give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. This channel is mostly about fishing and outdoor related stuff. It's just that during the COVID lockdown, I'm not allowed to go fishing, so I'm reviewing watches.